So what do you think of the real estate market? Have you been keeping up with all of it? Just wait until you hear what happened in July. Friends and neighbors in Lake County, this is your personal Realtor James Tiernan. Every day, someone stops me to ask what's happening in our housing market. How did my home's value get affected in the past month? In the next few minutes, I'll give you those answers and more. Stay tuned. Before we get started, if you have any questions or want to discuss your situation, let's schedule a call. Simply click the link below to access my calendar and book a convenient time. I'm more than willing to assist you in any way I can. Just reserve your time now using the link provided. I've already started seeing those first day of school pics on Facebook. Where did the summer go? Did I spend it all working? You bet I did. But I was able to slip in a little fun along the way, and I hope you did as well. In my mind, there's still plenty of summer left to enjoy because I don't have to go back to school. Now, our housing market was anything but boring this past month, turning buyers into homeowners while sellers took their equity off the table as they cashed out and move on in so many cases. So let's review the numbers for July. Sale prices took a slight dip in July, down from the high of 23 at 420 to just 409. But here's the silver lining for sellers. While we may have lost $11,000 in pricing, we are still $19,000 higher than we were in July of 22. The reason for this is that this is the time when the Fed started to raise interest rates, effectively throwing cold water on a red-hot market. So this year, we've seen more stable demand throughout the year, and prices naturally climbed as the season progressed. It's a good sign that our numbers have improved from last year. And just to point out, this is the first time in 2023 we've exceeded the numbers from 22. Our inventory of homes continues again to be low. In July, we saw another increase of available homes to 961, still short of the 1,000 mark and well below the 1,500 number that we've not seen in the past 2 years. Just know that as long as our inventory remains low, prices will continue to be strong. Our list price to sold price ratio dipped slightly to 99.9%. This means that most homes are selling right around their listing price. The implication here is that there may not be multiple offers on every home. In my business in July, I helped 3 sellers close on their homes, and all of them had multiple offers, and all were well over the asking price. While my one buyer was able to buy a new home at $5,000 below asking price, and I still think they paid too much for that house. But that's a story for another time. So these cases may not be reflected in the averages, but as you know, that's how averages work. Some are higher and some are lower. Look, the message is clear. If you want better than average results, we should work together. Days on market. The average time a home remains on the market saw a slight increase from 29 days in June up to 32 days in July. In July 22, homes lasted just 24 days, and we know the market is not as hot as it was last year before the interest rate hike made its mark. Now that we have the temperature of the market, how do we interpret these indicators? What are they trying to tell us, and what will happen next? First, July marks the month when many families take their summer vacations and go to Disney, the Grand Canyon, or out to visit Aunt Sally in any town, USA. So naturally, we start to see some prices softening. Prices dipped a little, but not as bad as the previous year, and inventory actually increased for the 5th consecutive month. Just not enough for everyone to really notice or make a significant impact on prices or other indicators like market time. When buyers have a lot of homes to choose from, guess what? It takes longer to choose. Let's think about the cereal aisle in the grocery store. If you let your preteen choose, they could be there for hours. But when you narrow down their choice to a certain few, they tend to choose faster. Now, imagine the cereal aisle just had 10 boxes of cereal instead of over the 100 we typically see. And there's one person stocking the shelves, walking boxes out from the back once an hour. You guessed it, people choose pretty quick before someone grabs the last box. Here's the important part people want to know. How does this affect you? Well, it depends on your perspective. Are you a buyer looking for that next home? Are you a seller thinking about selling and moving someplace warm for the winter? Or are you an investor who's ready to cash in on the equity and make a 1031 exchange into something bigger? Buyers and sellers, it's a seller's market and will remain so for now. Prices will soften as we head towards the fall and eventually the chilly winters that are hard to imagine on a warm summer day just like this. Buyers, your competition for homes is starting to drop off, So this is a good time to perhaps find a home without having to fight off 3 to 5 other buyers. Sellers' demand remains high for the low inventory we have, so your prices and equity will remain steady, but expect dips in prices to match the season. And of course, once you get your home on the market, you instantly become a buyer unless you can buy your next home before you have to sell your current home. And for investors, rents continue to soar, so this is a good time to consider adding to your portfolio of properties. So if you want better than average results so you can edge your way into the next deal, now is a good time to connect with me. It's not too late. To book a call with me, click the link below to access my calendar and schedule a time slot that works best for you. Based on what I'm seeing here in the July numbers, as well as everything happening right now, the August numbers should be pretty interesting. Stay tuned and see what happens next month. Be sure to subscribe so you don't ever miss an update. Let's talk about your situation. I'd love to learn more about what you think and what you'd like to accomplish this year, or maybe we should start planning for 2024. I have availability, so if you want to chat, go ahead and book a call with me to discuss all your questions, goals, or the market in general. Simply click the link below to get access to my calendar, and you can schedule a time that works best for you. Thanks for listening, and hey, before you go, would you do me a quick favor? Please send this to someone you know. It would mean the world to me, and it could make a huge difference for them.